Welcome to The Health Code.
This is our podcast where we chat about all things health, fitness, career, relationships, and lifestyle.
It's kind of like your weekly catch-up with the girls. Oh, and the boys.
Yeah, the boys. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Health Code podcast. Now, on today's episode, it's going to be a little bit different to the usual running. Sarah's not here. We've just come back from holidays, and I decided that I would do a potty nugget, just try and catch up on the time that we've missed out on. It's just been hard with Fox's sleeping schedule and myself and Sarah's schedules to just tee it up at the same time. So it's a great opportunity off the back of holidays. I've had some awesome self-reflection and I guess direction of my goals for the year and thinking about, have I actually, created those stepping stones towards achieving those goals? So I have to admit, this is probably the third time I've tried to record this podcast. I have a lot of important things that I want to say to you guys, and I want to make sure that I say it right and I do it justice. So third time, hopefully the third time's lucky, but just before we get started, the episode is shared on YouTube. We are also on Spotify and, all those podcast platforms. So, if you want to see me sitting in the room, chilling out with you guys, we can call this a coffee chat if you want. Go across to our YouTube channel. Check us out there as well. We also have some other videos and content being uploaded. A lot of exciting things happening here at the Health Code, which we are really thrilled about because, the beginning of the year, 2020, I think along with you guys, 2020 was going to be our year. We have a lot of goals for the podcast, and I'm so happy to say that one of them is definitely going to happen. And it's taken until now. We're in August. We're 8 months into the year, and it's taken until now for one of those goals to, I guess, almost be ticked off. I'll let you know more about those details later on. But I think for everyone as a whole, I remember looking at the beginning of the year, 2020. Now, I did a post on my Instagram, which I might reshare on the Health Code Instagram account, which is the .healthcode. But I'm going to pull it up right now. I'm just going to search for it because I said something really important about goals and the reason why you wouldn't succeed this year, which is kind of negative. But, truth hurts, let's be honest. So I guess this time of the year, I saw a lot of people saying 2020 is going to be my year. 2020 is the year I make change. It's year of a decade. Like, it's going to be awesome. It's just going to be the best year ever, right? And I think there's a lot of positives that have come out of this year, but we'll talk about that in a second. I just want to start with saying, with the new year around the corner, we are inundated with motivational quotes, goals, discussions about things that we want to or going to do. We love to talk. We love to have meetings. We love to discuss things. But here's some hard truth for you. 2020 is not going to be your year because you're lazy. You like to talk about your goals, but you can't be bothered to act. 2020 is not going to be your year because you're scared. You're scared of what the people around you will think, what will happen when you chase those dreams. 2020 will not be your year because of the limitations and the agreements you have made against yourself. Why are you doing this to yourself? Why would you put yourself down before this year has even begun? Stop the discussions, stop the fear, stop the self-sabotaging, and start acting this year. There's a little bit of a rhyme at the end there. So that was something that I posted on my Instagram, KJ Tills, at the beginning of the year. I guess with all these quotes and things going around, there's actually one thing that I want to change in that now, I guess, with this year happening, the point on discussions. Now, I think it's actually kind of important to write down your goals and discuss them. But I guess what I was trying to get at in that Instagram post was not around telling your friends what your goals are and trying to achieve it. It was more about boasting about what your goals are. I feel like some people tend to, they just want to tell the whole world, oh, I'm going to make $1 million this year and make themselves feel successful, when the reality is, by doing that, you're not actually acting upon that goal. You need to write that goal down, put it up on your mirror, look at that goal every day when you look at yourself and you brush your teeth in the mirror, and set out to achieve that. That's what I want to happen when I say discussing. I don't want it to be this feeling of going out and boasting about, hey, I'm going to do this year, and this is me, and this makes me powerful. It's not what it's about. So yeah, I just thought, beginning of the year, we all set out to make this our year. And let's be honest, we know it hasn't been the greatest year. 2020, the year of COVID. At the beginning of the year here in Australia, we had some of the most horrific bushfires. Absolutely awful. Lots of people lost their homes. People perished. Wildlife, huge amount of wildlife passed away. So that was the initial start to our year. And then we all got hit with COVID. And this is a very interesting part of the year, because I feel like this was kind of what I was reflecting on. And I was thinking about, all right, what positives can we take away from this awful situation that we're all under? Now, before we get into the positives, I want to just touch on the negativity that I'm seeing online and in the media right now. And I feel like right now, a lot of people are angry. A lot of people lost their jobs, and have the right to be angry. It's frustrating time for a lot of people. A lot of people are getting sick, and a lot of people have died because of COVID. It's a very touchy subject. But I think media in particular do a really good job of pushing negativity out there into the world. And it's so easy to become a victim of negativity. When we start diving into negative thoughts, we start having self-doubts, and we start to self-sabotage, which is what I want to touch on. Now, if you set out at the beginning of the year, 2020 is my year, like once again, it still is your year, by the way. If you set out at the beginning of the year like that, and now it's become this negative, I hate 2020, this is the worst year of my life, you can still flip that around. We can still change that. There's still a lot of things that you can do to make change and to achieve those goals that you set out and create that motivation. So let's switch. Let's change the topic for a bit. Let's not focus on the media, and let's not focus on the negative part of this year. Let's start focusing on some nice points to this. Before COVID hit, we were all sort of very concerned about the environment. Climate change is a massive thing. There's less planes in the sky right now. I've seen the cleanest water that I've ever seen in the ocean. I live across the road from the ocean. I've never seen the ocean so clear. There's far less pollution in our skies at the moment from the jet fuel, and that's a great positive right now. And unfortunately, it had to take something like this to create that change in our environment. Let's talk about businesses who have opened up to the fact of having their employees work from home and giving their employees, I guess, more opportunity to be with their families and their loved ones. Like, that is amazing. I'm a young dad myself. I've even had the reflection of this year of trying to be a better parent and trying to be more present with my family. It's so easy to just work because you have these monetary goals that you want to achieve, or you want to buy a new car, or you want to do this, you want to do that, right? It's so easy to work yourself into the grave trying to, get a possession or have a certain level of financial freedom. And these times, my son now is 16 months old, and these times are so delicate and so precious. And every day he gets that little bit older, and I just don't want to miss any of that, right? Yes, I want to be successful. I still have goals, and I'm still setting out and achieving those goals this year, guys. I'm being smarter with my time, and I'm valuing my family time, which is just so important right now, especially at Fox's age right now. And, myself and Sarah, we're just trying to make the most of this time now while he's so young. But at the same time, I'm being more productive with my time. So with my work time, I'm making sure that I'm getting through all those things that I need to do from top priority down to the lowest priority, and stop with the scrolling on the Instagram and the distractions. Sit down, get the job done, move on, back to family time. Anyway, that's the way I'm operating right now. So I guess with that in mind, opening us up to these different opportunities in the world right now is definitely a good point of 2020. Realizing that family and life is short and it's so precious. I feel like a lot of us have had that realization this year, and I guess that sort of leads me on to my next point of this conversation, and that's life is short, and we don't have much time on this planet. We really don't. So why are you waking up on Monday morning with that gut feeling of you feel so ill, you feel sick. You hate getting up Monday morning because you hate what you do, whether it's the people that you work with or it's the job itself. Like, life's too short to be a victim of that. You don't need to do it. You don't have to. No one has a gun to your head saying that, hey, you have to do this as your career. That's not the case. If you have a passion, if you have something that you love, follow that dream, follow that passion. That joy that you'll get when you wake up Monday morning, I get it. I wake up every Monday morning with so much enthusiasm to start my week. It's my favorite day of the week. You can ask anyone. You ask Sarah. I'm sure we've said this before in our podcast even. It's my favorite day of the week to wake up because I love what I do. And I've been there. I've been at that place where Sunday afternoon comes around and you feel like crap. You're dreading even making a lunch for Monday because you're like, this reminds me of the next 5 days of awfulness that I need to go through. And I wish I knew what I knew now. I'm 30 now, and I wish when I was 21, I knew what I knew now because I would have made that change so much earlier just to follow what I love. It could be as simple as you love fitness. You're going to go do your personal trainer's course and you're going to become a personal trainer. That could be what you really love. You love fitness. Maybe that's your career path. You love food. Maybe become a chef or do your nutrition course or whatever. Whatever it is that you love, you should just at least start the stepping stones this year. Don't focus on money. Money is a byproduct of your enthusiasm and your passion in a career path that you love. Money will be the byproduct. It's a byproduct of success. Success comes from joy out of your career. Does that make sense? Success comes from joy out of your career. That's what makes me feel successful. The point that I can wake up and the fact that I can appreciate this at the age of 30, the point that I get to wake up on Monday morning and look forward to scrolling through my emails and seeing what's coming up this week, or scrolling through my to-do list and start those processes of what I need to do. That's what makes me feel successful. Now, I know there's a lot of limitations in the world right now, and you can't just go and quit your job. I'm not telling you to do that. That's not realistic. I never did it. I worked 3 different jobs. To get myself to the career that I'm at now, which is a creative director and an owner of my own company and a podcast host to a platform of all you amazing people at home. There's a lot of building, like a lot of stepping stones along the way to get to where I am now. And going back to my Instagram post, I think that was one of my points that I wanted to highlight was this isn't going to happen overnight. Nothing good does. And if it did, everyone would be doing it. It's meant to be hard. It's meant to be difficult. But the reason that it is means that it's worth it. And it means that it's going to create joy. So don't quit your job. That's not what I'm saying. You're going to need to just start the stepping stones towards that goal right now. That's what I want people to do. We're 8 months into the year. We've got 4 months left of 2020. It's not over. It's not dead. You still have time to start the stepping stones towards that goal. And what I wanted to say and what I wanted to bring to this podcast today was I wanted to just have a sit down with you at home and tell you that I believe in you. I believe that you can do it. Honestly can. You know why? Because I've done it. That's the truth in it. I believe that you can set out to do whatever it is that you wrote down that list. I've seen Sarah write a goals list of some of the most outrageous goals that I've ever seen in my life. And it was probably within the first year of us getting together. She wrote down her goals for that year. And I said, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I definitely said on 5 or 6 of those, there's no way that you will ever achieve those goals. Yep. It's coming from me. The person who's meant to lift her up and tell her that, you can do anything. And I feel awful. I feel awful for being that person. But here's the honest truth. The closest people to you right now, your friends, your family, they're going to be the first to put you down. They're going to be the first to tell you that you can't. Truth. I did it to Sarah. I told her that she couldn't do it. I feel awful. I feel awful for doing it. But you know what? She had so much self-belief in herself and so much motivation and so much enthusiasm for her career choice and for the goals that she had written down on that list. She went out and she ticked every single one. Every single one. And at least 5 of those, I was like, that is absolutely outrageous. You will never achieve that. Never in a million years will you achieve that. And she did it. It's powerful, man. That's the truth in that. And like I said earlier, I wish I knew what I'm telling you right now at the age of 21 or at the age of 18 when I left school. I wish I knew this. Man, I would have started so much earlier. But it doesn't matter what age you're at. I started my change at around 26 years old. I'm 30 now, and I've completely transitioned across, and I'm now in a place that I never thought I would have been. It can happen at any age, guys. If you're 30, like, I always listen to Gary Vee. You know, all of us do. Let's be honest. He's a legend. Let's be honest, he's a legend. And he always says, you can start tomorrow. You're 40 years old right now. You still have another 40 years ahead of you till you're 80. When you're, getting close to moving on. Like, you have time. You always have time. There's always a limitation that's stopping you. It's about working around those limitations. And right now, a massive limitation is COVID. I understand that. And I know that everyone's position is different. Some people have been more heavily affected than others. But I just want to let you guys know that I believe in you and that you can do it. And I guess that was my purpose for today. It was to lift you guys up. 2020 is not dead. I want to start a hashtag. 2020 is not dead. 2020s, not dead. The hashtag is 2020 is not dead. Put it on your socials. Tag the .healthcode in your posts. Give us a tag. I want to see all your goals, guys. I want to see what you're doing this year. I want to see what you're going to start going forward. There's 4 months left in this year. We can still do it. We can start. Tomorrow sounds like a perfect day to start. Why don't you just write that list and do that post and tag us in it? Use that hashtag. Let's build each other up. I want this hashtag to go viral. I want this year to have positivity towards the end of the year instead of focusing on the negative that's happened in the past. We can't change that. But what we can change is right in front of us right now. And it's the way that you feel about waking up every day and doing what you hate or changing the way that you if you want to lose some weight, you can change that still. You can do home workouts. There's so much that's in your control still. It may not feel like it right now. At least start some online courses. YouTube, there's a plethora of information on there. Free information for you to start learning. May not always be the most perfect place to look, but there's information on there to start learning. Go learn something new. Go do something that you set out to do at the beginning of the year. 2020 is still your year. Hashtag 2020 is not dead, guys. I want to see your goals. I want you to tag us in them. Share them on your Instagram. Let's get it out there. Let's start having a discussion about this. I also want to talk about our Instagram. Guys, if you have any questions, you just need some positivity in your life, go to the Health Code, send us a DM, send a DM to KJ Tills, send it to Sarah. We've been trying to do voice memos back to everyone. I found it way easier than trying to send a text back to everyone. So hit us up with your questions, and I'm happy to get on there and try and answer as many as I can, guys. This is what it's all about. It's about sharing information that we have and lifting each other up. I believe in you. Sarah believes in you. Thank you so much for tuning into our podcast. I'm so grateful and genuinely love when you guys come up and say good day to us. We honestly do. The other thing is we have resting bitch face when we're sitting around. So don't feel you never can come up and say hello. It's just the way we sit. So always come up, say good day. Tell us how much you love the podcast. I'd love to hear that. Also subscribe to the podcast so that you can keep up to date with the latest episodes. Also subscribe to our YouTube, The Health Code. We've recently recorded a new episode, which I'm actually really excited about to post. We just did a new video that's not actually a podcast. So, go across there, subscribe as well. And also sign up to our Instagram, the.healthcode. I'm KJ Tills on Instagram and YouTube. And we will be back next week with Sarah and the regular banter and just positivity, because you know what? 2020 has been a great year still, guys. All right. All the best. Love you. Bye.